Local record. Hey, this is Dave. This is Surface Geeks number 26, recorded on Wednesday, May the 22nd. Hey, we got Xbox One, Lumia 928, and some cool video for you. Coming up next. Welcome back to Surface Geeks number 26. Back with you again, Mr. Darren Cohen and myself, David McCabe. How you doing tonight, Darren?
I am good. Big week. Second little hangout in 2 days for us.
Yeah, I'm all frazzled. I'm hurrying. I'm rushing around. I've got screens like crazy. We got the chat room full, so thanks guys for coming out. Got a tasty beverage from the Flying Cauldron, butterscotch beer that I'm trying out tonight. We've got a lot to do.
Let's start.
Yeah, let's get going here. This episode of Surface Geeks is brought to you by GoToMeeting with HD Faces. We'll be talking about them here in a minute. But if you want to follow me, you can follow me at Surface Geeks, surfacegeeks.com. surfacegeeks.net/forums. We'd love to have you out there in the forums. And it's been picking up, so it's been really fun out there, especially since the 928 kind of came to be. We've been out there discussing that and some more stuff. Mr. Darren Cohen is available at FinsUpDNC. That is his Twitter account. And usually right before the show, we go wild with tweets. So you definitely know when we're coming on live. Just give us a follow, and we kind of keep it on topic. Let's just say that pretty much.
We get show or Twitter.
What's that?
Show or Twitter, because my Twitter is not on topic with anything.
No, that's fine. That's your personal account. I created Surface Geeks to stay pretty much, on topic. I have no personal Twitter. I think I would bore people. So, where am I going to put that? How about over there? All right, let's get going. Tonight we're going to talk about the Lumia 928. Got my first update for you. Xbox One was just huge yesterday. I mean, dominated the news. I mean, it's dominating today. Let's face facts. We've got some cool videos to show you. So this video is going to it's going to update live to YouTube, but I think I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm going to upload our own. We'll have our own flavor up there. You'll be able to see some really cool stuff. A few news items, just the important stuff for you. A lot of links in the show notes from the Mrs. Show Notes, and we'll talk about the forums and quick meetup, and then we'll wrap this thing up and get out of here. All right. So, do you want to talk about this thing? This little red box that I got here?
Oh.
I gave you a post today. I don't know if you saw it. So let me go. Yeah. I put this out there today. So what we're talking about is the Lumia 928. I didn't break down. I was excited to go out and get it, and I didn't get it the very day it was released. Actually, I went to the Verizon store and they wouldn't sell it to me. The day that we all knew it was released, they said it was released only on the internet. You'd have to go out and buy it there. So I tried that. I went back home. I called them and I said, can you move up my my date so I can get it on a 2-year contract? And they're like, sure, we can do that to you. And they're like, what address do you want it shipped to? I was like, oh, no. You've got that ship to store thing. I just want to go get it at the store. And they're like, oh, no, we can't do that. So I was like, okay, then don't worry about it. Forget it. Don't worry about it. So the next day, I was like, you know what? I want that 928. I just went to the store and bought it. I just bought it. They would let me have it at that point. And I went out there. I said, give me the white one. And I went full retail. And because I was asking about my question to them was, if I buy the 928, I will have to go to, what do you call it, like a family data plan? Because right now I am on grandfathered data. So I'm unlimited. This is Verizon. And she said, if you're getting it on a 2-year contract, yes, we're going to have to manipulate your data plan to put you on shared data. She said, if you're buying it retail, she said, nothing of the sort. You stay grandfathered all the way. And that's not how I understood it. I understood it to be if I make a plan change, and a plan change constitutes going from 3G to 4G, I would have to get on their family data, shared data pool, shared gigabytes. So I'm still showing that. I need to. You can tell me to go back on the Hangout cam. So that's what I understood. I thought if I get it onto your contract, man, I'm really going to be back into the data pool. I'm going to have to watch what I do, which, I don't do that much, 2 to 4 gigs a month, not too much, but enough that I would have to monitor myself just to stay under that 2 gig cap on that first tier of data plan. But when she said retail, and I was like, you know what, it's $500, and I'm probably going to use my 2-year contract agreement to either get a newer Windows phone when they come out in the fall, or whatever happens, or run 2 phones. So I did verify that. I said, if I pull out the 4G SIM, can I put it in another phone? She said, yes, put it in another 4G phone. But I said, what if you put it in a 3G phone? Will it pare down and go down to 3G speeds? And she said, no, absolutely not. So the iPhone 4S is now an expensive iPod Touch. But I've been using it as such because I've been having a hard time finding a podcast app. So we'll get into that. I don't know if we're going to get into that. And I just dropped it. I don't know if we're going to get into that today. But so far, I've been very happy with my phone right there. I tweeted out, Darren, something earlier to you today. Everybody look up my last tweet on Surface Geeks, and I want you to look at that photo. I'm going to go to the photos because this is what we're going to talk about today. Do you have that up, Darren?
Look at the Windows 8 ad.
No, me holding my phone.
Oh, it's okay. It's from your home server show one. Yeah.
I thought I retweeted it though.
It's showing up. Yeah, I got it through your Surface Geeks.
Okay. So on the video, I'm going to show you that picture of the phone. I should just go to my Twitter. I can explain this really easily, Darren. When you hit the home button, the screen is pulled down a little. It doesn't go all the way to the top of the screen.
Okay.
My top tiles do not go all the way to the top. Okay, I have scrolled them manually right there.
Oh, I have the same thing.
If you look in your screen. Now I'm going to hit the home button and watch it. Boink. It goes down. Why does it do this? I want to know. Now, the other thing is I didn't notice this until today. This is 5 days after.
Well, I'm going to answer that question why it does that when you're ready.
Okay. The sides also do not take up the entire screen. I'm not talking Windows 7.5 here. I'm not talking 7.0. But there is a small, very, very minimal gap on each side of the phone that now that I see it, drives me absolutely batty. So now, I'm as a Windows Phone 8 newbie with my 928, I'm asking, why is there a gap at the top?
Okay, the top, when you go to home, the first time you go, you have, I'll bring it down now a little bit, it'll say 4G, you'll have your Wi-Fi, it'll have your Bluetooth and thing, and it'll have your battery and your clock. All that is white on black. So when the tiles are up top, if you bring those down, it's much harder to see. And depending what color you're on, you might not be able to see it at all. That top row automatically disappears after a few seconds.
Okay, where are you at again? Walk me through this.
All right, so go to your home screen.
Go to Gear Cam.
Okay, you just hit it. Oh, no, yeah. So when you're on the home and you see the black up top, swipe down from the top.
Swipe down. Okay, I got that.
Okay, so that's automatically there every time when you go home or the first time you go back to the home screen.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs that black background to see that visible.
Okay.
because
So
it's
right
white on.
there.
You have to swipe again; it didn't show up there.
I
So
got it.
it's white text. So if it's white on green, you won't really see it well. If it's white on some different colors, you won't see it. So now it's always white on black. You see it kind of goes away.
Yeah, it disappears.
So it make sure you see that when you need it, which is you go home, you lost your
But I
battery or
see.
whatever. So it has to have a little thing up top there. Right. Exactly, Jim. First world problems.
Jim's been saying that a lot. Stop that.
Now, the right side, now the left side has been rumors will be used eventually, but the right side is when you swipe to the right, you get the list of apps, right?
Right. I get the list of apps.
So, but if you swipe from, it'll work, but I think they're telling you just go to the right side of the tiles. Is that black area? That's where you,
I don't care about that.
oh, okay, well, you said the right and left side.
Is my phone, my top screen? You know what? I still don't like it. I understand what you're saying.
I've had
If
this
I
phone for
swipe
so
from the
long, I've
top,
never noticed.
now it's going to drive you nuts because I'm paying for this real estate and I like it just like this. See that? That's full real estate on the phone.
Go, take up your iPhone.
It's sitting right here.
Okay, put it on the camera a second.
Okay, let me
Make sure
unlock.
there's nothing, yeah, make sure there's nothing there we can't see.
Okay.
Okay, they have a black bar that won't move. For
It's
the same
always there.
information. Right,
Yeah,
so
but
this lets you scroll up and disappear.
3 or 4 of them. Okay, watch. I'll do it right here on the camera. Boom.
Okay.
See, there's still a lot of room. I'm going to scroll that up. Look, I can scroll that up just a little bit. Okay, now.
Okay.
I'm okay with the black bar. I'm okay with that disappearing. That's fine.
That's cool, but if that's the thing, so you could scroll around. So on your iPhone, you always lost that space. You just never noticed it because it was always down. It never gave you the option even to take that space back. Where now, if you start scrolling, you took that space back.
I got it. Okay, now, no, you're right, because if you go to, let's go to Twitter. I get all that real estate.
You own it.
Now
on your Apple,
mine.
open Twitter on your iPhone. You'll still have that
then it drops
bar
down.
on top. Right.
I know, you always got the bar. So I get that. I totally get that. But look at all the black space between the information bar and then the start of my tiles. I want this back. I want this to go up like this. I have a better solution for you, Darren. Put this at the top. Put that at the top always. Okay. And then when I swipe for the information bar, move my tiles down and then put my black bar up just right there. And then when it goes away, put it back. Or don't even put it back. Just the next time I move around, put it there. Now, as for the side, you can't see it on here. It just looks like you're using the entire screen, but you're not. There's a millimeter or 2 of space on each side, that pixels that you're not using for your tiles. But when you open an app, it's there. You're full screen all the way side to side.
Okay, and even Windows 8, like on the left, I have the left side especially. I could go to my start screen. There's a thing around the tiles.
But I'm talking minimal real estate here.
I agree.
I want it all.
That's someone's design right there.
I want it all. Now, okay. Now you may think
at least the apps have access. I have a big problem if the apps.
Yeah, I would have a big problem with that. This is one of the reasons why when Windows Phone first came out, and I saw the tiles and I saw all of that, it's almost back to where people have gone white space with their apps. You know, they're separating everything by these huge globs of white to make things stand out.
We have no video, by the way.
What's that?
Apparently, we have no video.
I show us live.
They hear us but see no video.
Someone's telling me OCD for dummies.
Yeah, I saw that.
Other Jim, just refresh, guys. I gotta go. Now, what I'm saying is, you're getting this from a first-time Windows Phone user. So I'm gonna notice little odd things. and I'm gonna have to point them out.
That's fine.
You guys can throw it back at me. Let's just get it. Let's get it figured out.
All right. Well,
Some
I
of the
don't
guys
think
are
you got
going
to
over
figure.
to the YouTube feed. So
That's what. Yeah. YouTube.com/Surface Geeks.
oh,
Is that right?
there. Try that. Go back. I fixed it. These are the problems you have when you try to run so many screens all at once, talking about everything. So I'm telling you, like a guy with a brand new gadget, I couldn't be any more thrilled to be using the phone. Something I tweeted out that I said, I don't know what I said. I said, I think I have arrived. And what I said is, I picked up my iPhone 4S, I reached to the side with my thumb and tried to turn it on.
Does that not make sense?
That is when I realized to myself, I was like, okay, I'm there. I'm converted. I am there. And yeah, once you make it your daily driver, it just becomes, man, my thumb just goes there. It just goes there now. iPhone user, don't worry. It will happen for you. There will be a day where your thumb goes here instead of your finger going up here at the top.
Well, when the screen gets big enough.
It will happen. Now, I used to say that the iPhone screen is perfect for one-handedness, and it is. It still is. It's still the best phone for one-handedness. And there have been times where I'm trying to one-hand this thing. Maybe I'm in bed or something. I'm trying to one-hand it, it flips or something and flies around. So, but still, the big screen, wouldn't trade it.
What do you think of the screen?
Oh, I love it. It's OLED. It's really OLED. I can go outside and be looking through the camera and like point it at a tree or something, and the leaves in the screen look like lime green, and you look at the tree and it's like a dark green. So it's really, when they say it oversaturates and it's booming colors, it really is. It's odd.
I went into the Verizon store today just to look at the 928. I want to see the difference. I'm having 920 on AT&T, and they've changed a little bit. The 920, 925, 928, they're all variants of the same. One thing I noticed, the 928, the Verizon 928, is significantly lighter than my 920.
Yes.
When they held it next to it. And the screen was definitely brighter. I don't know if I like that, but the screen was brighter. But the light, I was shocked the difference of weight. I mean, they've really come, I mean, if it's the same really internals, except for a better flash you have, they've done a good job in just a few months. So I'm interested to see 925 too.
Yeah, I can't wait to go in and at least hold that one. Oh, here's my
your IMEI.
Yeah, I call this my case.
Did you put that on there?
What's that?
Oh, okay, it's a sticker. I was gonna say that's crazy.
It's a sticker.
Oh, okay.
The speaker is on the back as well.
Right.
So it reverberates really well in the cup holder. So when you're jamming out on a podcast, it really works well. What was I going to tell you?
I was happy to see a Verizon employee. The first guy who came up to me was so excited about.
Oh, really?
So excited about Windows Phone. He was an 8X owner, and he's like, you hear him like, actually, I'm an AT&T guy. I just want to see the 928. And he went through all the differences between the 822 was there, 820 I think, actually the 820 was there, the 928 was there, the 8X was there, and the Samsung ATIV was there. ATIV.
Right.
But it was just, he was very excited to show off the phones. It was really cool. And he was an 8X user, so it was kind of neat. I just ran into, who knew?
Yeah, that's cool. No, I did not run into that employee. I ran into the employee that said, oh, I heard about a new Lumina phone. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'll have to go to the back. I was like, oh, okay. The new Lumina phone, yeah.
I wonder if it's being around New York, there's more, corporate stuff going, a little more corporate stuff going on. Because even when it launched in AT&T, the 920, and I went in to the store, every employee was in their blue window shirt.
Nice. Well,
Every,
yeah, I'm sure they're
I'm sure,
concentrating on that market and not little Indiana, right?
right, and every employee couldn't wait to show me cases and show me how to use the phone. Um, the guy was trying to explain live TOS, I already knew, but I like letting him, listen, they have a job. I want to let them do their job. Plus, it's always fun to hear what they say.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to tell you one
so
thing.
it's cool. So I've had much better experiences around here than I've been hearing back from people in other parts of the country.
Very well. Very well. I'm going to tell you one thing. A lot of this, I told myself, save something for your articles because I'm going to write a lot of stuff. We've got one posted out there today. But when you're talking about size and you're talking about Windows Phone, size does matter. Not in, I mean, this can get bigger. Don't get me wrong, this can get bigger, but it cannot get smaller. And I'm going to tell you why. I had the 822 for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to go back over that in my next article. With my 822, when you thumb, right, Darren?
Yes. Yeah.
When you your thumb does the work. You're scrolling, you're flicking with your thumb constantly with that smaller screen. Constantly. My thumb would do the downward action and scrape across either the Windows button, the home button, or the search button.
Right.
Constantly firing up Bing. Drove me nuts. It drove me so nuts that I stopped and I started writing about it. Because I thought, okay, my articles are going to be about the 822, right? Because this is the phone that I'm buying. So that's what I'm telling you here. But when I use this phone with the bigger screen, not once. Not once have I had the issue of thumbing around and scraping across. I mean, because I would really have to scrape down.
Right.
You would really have to effort.
We can call the 822 the pointer finger phone.
Yeah, you need to hold and peck.
Right.
Not hold and thumb. So that when they talk about size does matter. Don't go smaller. I would even say if you're walking into a Verizon store, don't even think about the 822. Don't even think about the 822.
Does have the expandable memory, and I know you're a big fan of that.
I was.
Okay.
I was. I think I'm doing fine right now. My SkyDrive, I've actually started loading it up with other stuff that I thought, hey, I might want access to this on my phone, and let's just start loading it up. So where I used to buy ginormous, I used to pay Apple all this Apple tax and buy these ginormous phones, size-wise, not screen-wise, gigabyte-wise. Now I'm just going to utilize SkyDrive. That's going to be where I put my albums, because I like to hold a lot of photos on my phone. I just like to do that. So that's what I do. And now it's SkyDrive, because you can go, folks, the three of you out there that don't have a Windows phone that listen to my show, you can go out there. When you hit photos, you hit your photo button, you get options: camera roll, albums. When you bring up albums, it goes out there to SkyDrive and it flicks through all of your stuff. So in your albums, I've got my camera roll, I've got screenshots, I've got all my stuff. I got all the pictures of my pool. I have a directory out on my SkyDrive. It's called iOS to Windows Phone, iOS to WP. That's got all what I'm going to work with, my screenshots. It's got my tests. Last night I went out in the dark and did photos with the iPhone and the Windows Phone, and it was cool. So actually, if you want to get into low light photography, it did kill the iPhone. It killed it. So I can't wait to show you that. One thing that I think that I did wrong, though, is I think I had smudgies on my camera. I think that I had a little something on there. So I'm going to do it again.
That's the one reason I had a little back case on my phone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Was so when I put it down on the table, it didn't make contact. It was one of those that just had almost like a bumper with a little back, just to keep it elevated.
Yeah. I've thought about that because when I had my Lumia 900, as I purchased, I think I got it off Craigslist, just for a Wi-Fi phone. I wanted to see Windows Phone 7. I wanted to use it because I wanted to know what it felt like to move to new platforms. So I plunked down the money. In using it and sitting it down, I scratched the little Carl Zeiss badge right here.
Mm-hmm.
It got all smudgy and all scratchy. So
Right.
I'm trying desperately not to sit this down on anything until I get some protection on it. And I do not want a case. I think I would rather put like a couple little felt pads on it rather than get a case. But
you get a little piece of tape, like a felt pad, do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I had the case, I took it off for the same reason. I just don't want it. And that's the one reason on my 900, same thing. The guy in the store when I bought the 900 told me about you'll scratch your little Carl Zeiss thing in the back, get a case.
Yeah, scratch your little Carl Zeiss thing. So I'm using my sticker. This is my sticker with my IMEI number. That's my case. So I thought about like pulling it off and moving it up and putting it on my little silver thingy here. But no. I would take, if they make it, I would take one of those plastic skins instead of a case. I would like to do that. But what I'll probably do is get on eBay and get one of the cheap little gels for $5 and see how it feels.
Amazon has a ton.
Yeah, I know I'm going to hate it because I don't like cases. I don't like those big otter boxes that people use to kind of run bareback, but I understand the...
Listen, these phones are they're expensive, and a lot of people do them right at, just when they're on contract.
Yeah.
So they have to make the best for 2 years, 3 years in some places. If you're from Canada, which I know we have some people watching, or in the chat room, and they have 3-year contracts. So you have to protect your phones.
Yeah, Canada. Yeah, and it's a huge, huge business. They love for us to drop these things.
I have my Galaxy 4. I have it's UAG. It's almost like a smaller OtterBox. Thing can be dropped from it.
GS4?
The 3, I mean. I just have
okay. I was like, what?
No. The 3. And it just, I hate the case. It just, because the phone's nice and thin, and it's like throws away the whole idea of having the phone. But I understand why people do it. And Mrs. Show Notes can explain why she now has a thick case on her iPhone as the glass has been replaced.
Yeah. No, I agree. When I traveled, I went to Costa Rica last year with the family. I put on this ginormous case on my iPhone so I could grip it,
Right.
Grip it. I didn't want to drop it in a swamp anywhere. So that's another thing that cases are good for. So
let's get the underwater case.
Yeah. Very happy, guys. The Nokia Lumia 928. Very, very happy. I was a little apprehensive about moving. I'll be honest with you. I was.
I think the last 4 to 6 weeks has been a real jump in the app availability, the updates to the current apps just working better. I think that it's perfect timing for the 928 actually to launch. I think the platform's a lot more ready than it was when the 920 launched.
I believe you're right. We're going to go over. Sorry, I'm getting tweets, and there's a lot of thundering and lightning going on. We got a lot of red stuff over us right now. So hopefully we'll keep the power on. That's going to be huge for us to talk about in the future. I know you guys are getting bored of this, but apps and how I'm doing. I'm going to get. I have a list of all the apps that I use on this other platform, and I'm going to bring that to Windows Phone and see how I do. Just today, I found a to-do app that I really like. I don't even know the name of it, but
is that the green check mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green check mark. See, it's right there. See my little check
nice.
mark?
Yeah.
Oh.
You get the voicemail.
There it is, right by my Evernote.
There you go.
And you know what? I've been using the Evernote because I use Evernote, but I'm still tracking my pool on OneNote, and it's working. I'm having a great time with it. I'll dip the stick. I'll take a reading. I'll take a photo in it, put it right in my OneNote. So, and I'm tracking my chemicals and my weekly, all my stuff. So it's
We'll
really
get to the
working well.
we'll get to the podcast question next week because we might have some answers and solve that issue.
Yes. I'm not happy about the podcast situation.
It is one of the weaker segments of the platform, but
I'm finding that out.
we'll
I
see what
didn't
we can
think it
do.
would be this bad, but I mean, it's not well. It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. All right.
I think we have a sponsor.
Yes, this week we are sponsored by. I shouldn't say sponsored. This episode is brought to you by GoToMeeting with HD Faces. Now, the people we work with the most aren't always the people we see every day. Just like me and you, Darren.
That is true.
Your coworkers on the go, always in different offices. Clients are spread all across the country, all across the globe in some instances. To work efficiently today, you need to have a stronger connection to your team. To build trust, to stay focused, and you got to brainstorm. That's why we use GoToMeeting with HD Faces. Darren, you use it every day. It's the powerful, simple way to meet online and to see each other face to face in HD. You can't beat that. With GoToMeeting, it's by Citrix. It's the team you trust, and it's just a click away. You can share the same screen, you can collaborate in real time. Just turn on your webcam. Make your online meeting via an HD video conference. It feels like you're in the same room because it looks so dang good. It's not your cheap little webcam thing anymore. Launch or join a meeting from anywhere using your computer, smartphone, or even your tablet. You can present from your iPad. I know there's a lot of those iPads out there. You can start up and present the meeting right there on the iPad. You can try GoToMeeting. Now, this is the cool thing. This is the cool part because you can try this for 30 days for free. If you're thinking about putting together a meeting, and I know you hear this a lot. You hear this from other podcasts too. Just try it for the free 30-day offer. Get your meeting done and then tell your boss, hey, this was cool. I think we need to have GoToMeeting. Now, we're going to hook you up. GoToMeeting.com. Click the Try It Free button. Use the promo code PODCAST. If you use the promo code PODCAST, they'll know you heard it here on SurfaceGeeks.net. And they'll be very, very happy. And maybe they'll come back next week and sponsor us again. So go to meeting.com, click the try free button, use the offer code podcast, and tell your boss, we got to have some of this stuff. Go to Meeting. Meeting is believing. Thank you, sir.
And tell your boss Dave sent you.
Yes. It's a requirement. You have to. Hey, the Xbox One. We had some fun yesterday, and we didn't have that many people show up. Everybody went over to Twit and everybody went over to CNET, but we tried. I think, Darren, we were in third place.
I'll take it.
I think Twit had like 60%, CNET had 39%, and we had 1%. So it's not bad. We're third place. We did pretty good. We are 3%ers with our Windows phones and our Surfaces and stuff. Xbox One, what'd you think?
I think there was a lot of hype about this. You know, we've been hearing about this for months, the rumors, and I think they got this one right. I mean, we still have to see more, and they'll show more at E3, but I think they got this one right. The big thing, and wasn't geared towards gamers, this announcement. They had a few things about games in there, and I think, as we said, we'll see more at E3, which is a gaming conference, and that's in 18 days. This was about TV. This was about taking over your living room, and that's...
I don't know, Darren. Did we get enough information to call this?
I don't think we have yet. I think it's going in the right direction. I love what they're doing with the putting it in between your cable box and your TV, because right now, listen...
That's what we're assuming, right?
I think that's pretty much been confirmed about 40
Okay, has it been confirmed?
Yeah, that's doing
From
HDMI
the big dogs that got the hardware, probably.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's HDMI pass-through, and if your cable box supports the channel switching over HDMI, you don't need the IR blaster, but some of us still will need the IR blaster. But it is going to be like old TiVos used to be built, you know, in-between device, or the Google TV does the same thing. The NFL partnership is huge. I mean, some are sports fans, some aren't. There's no bigger entity in this country, TV-wise, entertainment-wise, than the NFL. There's no bigger name. No one gets the numbers from the Super Bowl on down to every Sunday and Monday. So being able to watch the game, and one of the biggest reasons football is doing so well is the advent of fantasy sports. Fantasy football is everywhere. So right now they're integrating that into the game. So you'll watch the game, the Xbox will overlay some fantasy information, and that's just the start of it. I'm sure we'll get more on that NFL stuff. Today we heard part of the NFL partnership, the Surface is going to be on the sidelines. They're using Surfaces for play, whatever the NFL teams use computers for on the sideline. It'll be Surfaces now. So it's like they're putting together a platform that you buy now, and it's just going to keep growing. And one of the big things is people start talking about cord cutting, and most of us use Netflix, or Hulu Plus or something. And what you're seeing now from those people are Netflix now has House of Cards, Arrested Development, which are in-house produced shows that you don't see on TV, you just see on those services. Xbox is coming out with their first produced TV show. It's Halo, based on the game. It's produced by Steven Spielberg. And I think this is going to be the first of many from Microsoft Studios. I think you're going to start seeing them get into that game. You're going to have Xbox Video for TV and movies. Now you're going to have exclusive content on those. There's a reason to pay whatever the Xbox Live or whatever they're calling it fee is going to be. And it competes with Netflix and Hulu and all these other people. You're getting content now. You're getting exclusive content. So in that way, I think they're going down the right path because they needed that. Now from the gaming, I'm not a huge gamer. So the only games I really play, a few sports games once in a while. They have exclusives with some EA games. I think FIFA 2014 is going to be exclusive to them, or they're launching on them. That's big. That's a huge worldwide game. That's their soccer, football in some parts of the world game. The Skype integration, as someone just chat room just said. I don't know. This might be something we get used to, but we can call each other on Skype, and just like Windows 8, it'll snap to the right side or left side of your screen. So you have your video call or audio call right within your TV. So someone calls you, you say answer. Voice activated all over the place. You say change the channel, put on ESPN, whatever. The thing will just do what you want. It's apparently watching your eye movement. The Kinect, and also the last Xbox and Kinect were sold separately. Kinect came later, first of all, so it had to be. Kinect comes with this device. So everyone who has this device will have Kinect.
Yeah, it would be foolish for them not to put Kinect in every, yeah.
Right. So I think we saw them laying down the platform. There are some people I saw, I think some sites were trolling for hit links today, The Verge being on top of them. This is just another Google TV, which I didn't know Google TV had a Blu-ray player and a gaming device built in, but I must have missed something. But then we have a link we just saw before the show. Boy Genius Report is reporting that this will support 4K gaming. Now, I understand why they wouldn't they might say that E3, but why they wouldn't make that a big thing, because about 3 people have 4K TVs right now. So to make that part of your announcement, no one's going to care. They're going to be, what is that? But you put it in because in a year or two, when everyone has that same box, and this is a 10-year, this is going to be sitting there for 5, 6, 7 years. It will support your 4K TV. So it's huge that's built in, as long as that story proves accurate, which I'm sure we'll find out. I see this as and also for the technical side of it, it's running the basically Xbox version of Windows on Hyper-V, which is virtualization. It also, I could see it'll allow them to actually build on top of that other virtual type gaming consoles. I know right now this is not 360 compatible, the games, but I can definitely see in the future them putting some other virtual machines on there. Okay, you can play your old games or ROMs, whatever. It just gives them a lot more room. It can run Windows 8 apps, though the Xbox app and the music app and the video app, the music app, all that will be an Xbox One designed for the Xbox. But there'll be no reason why they can't just port the Twitter app over. Hopefully it improves by then. But it's all the same architecture, and really excited. I think a lot of that stuff's going to come out and build at the Build conference, which is at the end of June in San Francisco, which is I think where they'll start presenting that stuff to developers, what you can do on the platform. Because I think that's where we're going to start to see what their vision is for the platform. And
yeah, I need to see more TV. They showed me enough in, I'm telling you, the first 5 minutes. I'm sitting here on the live stream going, "Oh my God, oh my God." I was sold the first 5 minutes because I use Microsoft for living room entertainment, and them upping the ante like they have, what I can see, what I can tell, I loved it. I mean, I loved it. It's awesome, and I'll get on board with your live. I'll get on board if I can do my Amazon, my Prime streaming. If I can do, and I know I can do my Netflix if I want to, Vudu. I want to do those things. I would love to connect it. I like to say Xbox, Amazon Prime, or whatever, to get that to come up, and maybe scroll.
I think you'll see those apps. I mean, there's no reason those wouldn't be on there.
I would hope so. And then get I'm a cable cutter, so over the air, I would love to be able to, see my guide and Xbox, Snap in, Twitter. That would be just awesome.
I think that's where we're going, and I think that's why they were showing off the Snap feature, which is what we see on Windows 8.
Yeah.
I mean, they showed it mostly with Skype.
My family's going to get so pissed off. They're going to be watching a TV show. I'm going to be Xbox, Snap in, Twitter.
Right. Or someone's calling you on Skype. And, everyone wondered for a while, what's Microsoft doing with Skype? They're building it in. We have it all on our phones, and it's going to be built into Outlook.com now. But Skype in the living room, if they can get Skype on every TV or on millions and millions of TVs, that's pretty cool. That's who needs a phone? Like, will we get used to, in the middle of a TV show, this little Skype window showing up, being like, Dave's calling. Xbox answer or Xbox ignore.
Right.
And then we're watching the same TV show and just talking about it. I mean, they've done that with the gaming and Xbox Live, but this lets you talk to anybody, especially with Skype out and phone calls. You have a Skype number, someone calls you, you set that as your phone. If that's, there are a lot of people, you want to cut your cord, cut your phone. You have Skype as your telephone. You just watch TV, and while you're sitting there, the phone rings. Okay, answer. And the TV still goes on. It's only on the little side there, and if it's where we were going. It's kind of like that future little Jetsons feel to it.
Honestly, this move is what I thought we would be hearing from Cupertino, because they've been rumored to have a TV set of some kind, for a year now. And I thought, they would want to own movies and streaming and get everything in there all kind of in one, have a bigger Apple TV that could do some control and Siri and things like that. So,
but here's the thing, I don't understand what Apple TV is first of all, $100. It's a great product.
Yeah.
But everyone just said if they just it runs iOS. If they just enabled apps on that thing, you'd have a killer device.
That's what I thought they were going to do.
But they haven't, and I can't figure out the reasoning. I can't figure out are they just trying to stay away from TV? Or are they in so well with Hollywood, with the movies and TV on iTunes, that said, we'll keep giving you access, we'll keep giving you the best deals and the first deals, but you stay the hell off our TV?
They have a plan, and they cannot execute it because of the studios. I think that is probably where it's heading. Hey, and I want to tell you, if you're out there watching on YouTube, we have live video, surfacegeeks.com. I keep saying that. surfacegeeks.net/live. I've got a little better video for you to look at. We're going to be showing some videos later, and I've got some side-by-sides. I do some screen changes. So head on over to surfacegeeks.net/live. I'm not looking for hits, obviously. I, I just think it's a better experience over there. Earlier, there was a screen problem. That was my fault. And video was crazy. So go ahead and fire that up. And then you can close your YouTube if you want. You can leave it up. So Xbox One, it was kind of it was a tease from the tent, is what it was. At least we got to see the hardware.
And that's what they called it. And that was the promotion of it. It wasn't like you got to see a lot more than Sony showed that PS4.
They learned from Sony, and for whatever reason, Sony didn't have as much as they did. I have no clue. That was asinine, to be honest with you. The tease from the tent, they didn't officially set a date. They didn't officially set a price.
Right.
They just said, come back for more at E3.
Which I'm sure is going to be more of the gaming, which makes sense.
Sure.
Which I would assume.
True, but I bet you they release more information. I bet they have The Verge release more information. So
I think they'll want more headlines. It's like you can get 2 rounds of headlines within a few weeks. Maybe we'll get a date. It's going to be pre-holiday next year for sure. With the big NFL stuff, and I mean they had the commissioner of the NFL on there. I think we're going to see. I would guess August, September, maybe pre-NFL launch.
That was huge. That's what I was thinking. If it's going to be with all that NFL stuff, it has to be in living rooms.
Okay, now hear me out on this one. And so a few other people on Twitter said this. I didn't know. Those of you who have DirecTV, the big pull of DirecTV and how they made it into this world as a provider
Sunday ticket
is the NFL Sunday ticket.
Right.
And what that means is they could show you every NFL game for a few $100 a season. I think it's up to like $3.99 a season now. But and they're the only ones to have this. They had the exclusive, and it's been probably 15 years now. That exclusivity runs out after next football season. One more season they have it.
They have it this coming
This season. They have it this coming season. There's been rumors that they're going to open it up to other cable companies who'll be able to buy it.
Well, they would put it out for bid.
They put it out for bid, but there's been rumors they don't want to do exclusive. But maybe they'll use the on-demand that the other sports leagues use. They get it across everyone. But Microsoft, if they can ever get in, and I don't know what it would cost. I mean, they could ever say, you know what? You want all 14 games? It's on Xbox. But with that, they'd have to release a TV-only type device and charge a subscription. Only on Xbox.
Oh yeah, you'd have to.
It would have to work
Xbox
on my Surface.
Live NFL version.
Or it'd have to work on my Surface and my Windows 8 machine and my phone and everything else.
That'd be awesome.
The automatic market share, and even if, listen, networks like Fox and CBS overpay for the NFL and take losses on football because they promote the rest of their network and make their money that way. It's been the game for years. If Microsoft can get in somehow with the NFL to the point where you need a Microsoft device now and sell the hell out of all your other devices. Hey, you watch on your TV through your Xbox? Why not have an 8-inch or a 10-inch or a 9-inch Surface with you when you're out of the house and watch on there? You can watch on your Windows phone. I mean, it's big money, but Microsoft has. I mean, they need that on the consumer end. They always have the business push. They have the enterprise. They'll sell their Windows in their office, maybe, on the enterprise. But on the consumer side, you are talking the biggest sports entity in the U.S. You would have every bar having to buy an Xbox. And it would say Xbox and Microsoft or whatever around it. It would just, if they can ever pull that off, and they're going towards the NFL, something's going on there.
Yeah, something's going on there.
Something is going on there. It would just be, that would be awesome. And I'm dreaming a little bit here. I'm going big. That for me, listen, I have Windows devices, my Surface sitting right here, and my phone sitting here, and my Windows 8 laptop here, and another one here. If I can watch, that would just be killer.
That would be icing on the cake for this.
Because right now, the other sports, the MLB app is available on iOS. It's available on Android, not yet on Windows Phone. I think it is on Windows 8 now. The The NHL has versions. The NBA has versions. They just spread out everywhere. But the NFL has people, they have the biggest brand, so they can leverage that brand and cause companies to take a loss and overpay for the brand in order to build up the rest of their business, where the other leagues can't do that. And I think it would be awesome. It would be awesome. And the idea, I think we're going to see a lot more, especially sports, and the big award shows, the Grammys and the Golden Globes and all that stuff. The overlay of social, the sports, you'll have the stats live all over the screen. You're able to call them up, and whether by voice or your motion, go this, and they'll do something. It's the future. And I think people complain it's big. It doesn't have cable card, but cable card's I don't think that's staying around much longer. No one wants it. There's other downloadable stuff out there now that could work instead of cable card.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they're putting it in there just because they feel they have to, and their true market is someone who does not have cable.
Well, that would be a very small market.
Has broadband. No, I'm saying
down the line.
They're skating to where the puck is going, Darren. And that's cutting the cord.
Absolutely, or at least a la carte type stuff, where they
a la carte. Yeah, exactly.
Even if it's the networks, ABC in New York is and in LA are the two cities now that are doing this, where I can now watch local on my devices. Right now it's only on the iPad and iPhone. They're testing it, but I can watch live local TV. I don't need cable. Right now they make you log with your cable because they still have the providers. But you'll go onto your Xbox start screen and be like, you know what? Let me go download that A&E app or download AMC for Mad Men for $2.99 or whatever it is. I watch that, so I'm gonna download that app. I like HBO. I'm gonna get HBO Go for $9.99. ESPN, they'll probably charge $900 a month. I'll get to watch ESPN app.
Right.
And within that screen, and this could be 10 years, but within that screen, that's your TV. It's what you watch. And then there'll be some others who are going to rely on ads. Who'll say, whether it's ABC like that or NBC, if they stay that way, take our app for free, and they just show you ads. There'll be plenty of networks like that. There'll be plenty who'll give you the app just for ads. That's the cable companies. Yeah, they pay big rights for the HBOs, and they pay big rights for ESPN. They pay big rights for the broadcast. There are plenty of channels out of the 600 channels we have now that get nothing. It's like, please take our channel, because they want just a few people watching. So we'll have those in free. So that's the future anyway. So this device can support that. Out of the box right now, this device can support that.
Maybe Microsoft is the company that wins this battle.
Maybe. Listen, they have the more connections than really talked about. Microsoft in Hollywood, it is in this back room in sports. They've been around. They do a lot of the NFL stuff. I know NFL Films does a lot of stuff with Microsoft.
If they can pull off the a la carte method, where other folks have probably tried and failed, then it changes the landscape.
But it's starting now. It's one or two things. It's Netflix with their House of Cards and with their Arrested Development. It's Microsoft with their Halo, and I'm sure there'll be others to come. And I know there's going to be some other titles announced at
Interesting to see
E3.
what exactly that's going to be.
The Halo, I have a feeling it's going to be an 8-episode type. Whatever.
Hey, I'm a Halo fan, so I'm on.
I haven't played since the original Halo. I used to like the original though. Played it on my PC.
I play that. I play original Halo.
Love
me some Blood Gulch.
So we just have, like I said, so we're starting, and Amazon I'm sure will get into the game soon. Though I'm not really sure what Amazon's doing everywhere, but hey, they just make money, they spend it, and they make $0 every quarter. It's kind of amazing. But the platform is there, and that's the key right now. And like we said, we saw the 4K gaming thing. That's not for today.
Yeah, that's not for today.
That's not for today. But
that's just another thing. I know that cable is king. I mean, cable and satellite is king right now. I agree. I agree. But once again, just like 4K, it's the future.
And just having the pass-through allows them to, go into your home today but there's no reason you need something going in.
And maybe it's just they've got the platform built, and it's hopefully they're thinking it's future-proof for at least the next 5-6 years.
I mean, it's a decade machine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of storage, and we're using a lot of cloud anyway, so I don't know why you need they can put a lot of updates on there. Like I said, it's all running on virtual machines and the Hyper-V and all that, which lets them easily change stuff. A lot of the games will be all downloadable content. You won't have to keep that much on the system itself. It's just and that's what other Jim just said, even the low broadcast TV is getting paid by cable companies now to stay. Because if they lose that, cable cutting is... I'll tell you, the reason I can't, I'm a big sports fan, and I was watching hockey last week. I had the Rangers behind me here, even though they're down 3-0. They're probably done tomorrow night. Maybe they'll win one game here, second round. Sports. The cable companies know right now that is their golden goose. That is the only thing, that and maybe HBO, stopping from ending cable as we know it. And John McCain actually, I think it's because he can't watch Arizona Cardinals games in D.C., is trying to stop that. He has a bill in Congress somehow that would let them sell right to the consumer and force a la carte. Now, everyone thinks a la carte, a la carte, a la carte. It doesn't mean it's going to be cheaper. Everyone always assumes it's going to be cheaper.
Sure.
That depends on your viewing habits.
No, you're right.
If you're someone who watches one or two shows on 30 or 40 networks, it's not going to be cheaper. But it'll let you curate your own TV. And we're already past the point where we have appointment TV. Very few shows now, except for, like I said, sporting events and award shows, are really appointment TV. Between DVR, and even DVR I don't really use anymore, because everything's on demand within a few hours, either on my cable companies on demand or on Hulu or wherever else.
I'm huge DVR. Huge DVR.
You still are? Okay. So, for example, for years I never missed the show The Office. The last year or so, it started getting away, but I knew the finale was last week. I didn't even think, okay, I have to sit down and watch it at 9. I knew the next day it was going to be on demand. I didn't have to record it, nothing. It's just there. So the way we're even thinking about TV is changing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all going to be on demand. It's all going to be what Netflix is doing. House of Cards came out. Here are all 15 episodes. Watch as your pleasure. It's changing quick. And the cable companies know this, and the cable companies have to position themselves, and they can be fine. They can survive all of this. Just invest in your infrastructure, get us the bandwidth we need, and get out of the way. And get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
And charge for it. That's it. It's a pipe.
Yeah. They don't want to be just a pipe. All right. We're going to have a lot more on Xbox One. It's not going away. It's not going away. But hey, there's a new Surface ad. And I thought, let me see if I can play it for you.
I think both ads are pretty short. They're pretty.
Okay, yeah, 30 seconds. Let's see if I can play it for you.
Imagine you only needed to carry one device. A device with the speed and capabilities of a laptop, but the size and touch of a tablet. Imagine a device that runs Microsoft Office with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote. Imagine a device with a USB port and a keyboard so you can click in and do more.
Not just dance around.
Now stop imagining. Click in to Microsoft Surface. One device that lets you do so much more.
Did that say the table that runs Office?
Oh, I didn't see that. I don't hear it. So.
Yeah, I think it's probably been said, but it's the ad that should have been released in the first place.
Right.
Showing how the thing works.
Or at least at the same time. If that you jam by, that's fine.
True. Dance on tables.
They're having commercials every other break in these big events. It should have been, they needed a rotation.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And the Windows 8, the iPad one this is.
Oh, it's classic. This is classic. I can't hear it. I don't know if
Sorry, I don't update like that.
If the chat room can hear it.
I'm sorry, I can only do one thing at a time. I guess PowerPoint isn't one of those things. Should we just play chopsticks?
This is for those on audio.
Okay.
It's an iPad and a Windows 8 tablet, and you hear Siri saying, you know,
I can't do that.
I can't do that. I'm sorry. I can't run 2 applications at once.
Exactly.
I can't do it.
How about a little chopsticks? And they play it horrible. Dun, dun, plank, plank, dun, dun, plank, plank.
Awesome. But this is what they need. People mocked Samsung, the Galaxy 2 and the Galaxy 3. All their ads were one thing. They said the iPhone is number 1 and we're coming after you. They showed the people waiting in line for the iPhone. They showed them being 50-year-old moms with Starbucks. The iSheep now. And then the Samsung people sharing with the NFC, which no one uses. That's the best part. No, it didn't matter. They said, you know what? We're not afraid of them. We're going to show you their device and show you ours. We win. And that's how you win. And that's why I love that Windows Phone ad with the Android and the iPhone. They're naming the phones by name.
Yeah. And fine. Just switch.
And there's a big thing in those who follow politics is, you know, there's always an argument. Do you call your opponent by his name or not? You don't want to give him the levity of calling him by his name. And every study shows you always call him by his name because that's how you show the diversity. You say, that is him or that is her, and I'm not that person. Same thing with the phone. This is your iPhone. This is your Samsung or Android. I guess I'm not even calling them Androids anymore. That's a Samsung. Because the Samsung and HTC, they're just Samsung and they're HTC. And this is our phone. And there's another choice. Same thing with this Siri Windows app ad. It's saying the iPad. That is by far the number 1 tablet. They own the market right now.
Sorry, I don't update like that.
You know what? Here it is next to ours. Let's see it do this.
I can only do one thing
and of course,
at a time.
Apple can respond, but they're not going to because they
guess
put Windows on the same
isn't one
playing
of
field.
those things.
They'll never
Should
do
we
that.
just play chopsticks?
It's why the Apple ads, the Switch ads, were genius and worked. You know, they quadrupled or 10 times their percentage of users at the time from Windows to. They said, "I'm a PC, I'm a Mac." They said they called out their competition, but they put it in the ad saying, "We know who our competition is, and so do you." It's not that. Here, our phone does this. And iPhone's been this whole, their ads are all, you know, the guy playing the drums or the kid sharing things. And they're pretty and they're nice, but you don't even notice them anymore.
I love the ad. I love the upfront, yes, this is yours, this is mine. Let's put them head to head. You know, use your strong suits, you know, because the other one is going to win in some areas, and this is what we're strong at, Microsoft and Office, and you're doing multiple things at once. That's what we're strong at. So
it's a viable alternative, and that's what I think it's showing.
Yeah, I thought it was great. What do we got in the news, Darren?
Okay, well, we're going to just try to get through some of these news items pretty quick this week.
Breeze through them. Pick your favorites.
You'll see in the show notes we talked about last week, Microsoft Surface Pro finally available in the UK, coming soon. Prices and dates confirmed. Again, just go online, look. It's everywhere right now. We just talked about the ads. That was pretty big this week. On Windows Phone, Nokia added, they're calling it sight recognition to hear maps. I don't know if you updated your 928 yet. But if Nokia had City Lens, which did this before as an exclusive, the Hear Maps for everyone now. It's augmented reality. You go to you're in a city, you're somewhere there's a lot of businesses around. You turn on your Maps app, you press this little button, and you see the street through the camera, and it puts the places on the actual location, tells you about them. The reviews are there, the address, the phone number. It's just really cool stuff. Augmented reality.
Yeah, I'm going to be writing about that.
Okay.
Windows. I have another point of view. Great, it's a great app, but I still have another point of view. We'll talk about it.
The Windows RT Blue leak. So the RT version of Blue, the leak of that suggested from that they're able to figure out that the phone Blue will get VPN support, which a lot of people still talk about. Some corporations still require it for email.
Very important.
Again, people going away from it, but it still exists.
Sure.
So
I think it's important.
And Bluetooth 4 and a whole bunch of other stuff. Again, we'll have the links in the show notes. But reminder, Blue is not just about Windows, not just about Windows RT. It's also Windows Phone, Windows Server, and everything else. It's the entire Microsoft platform, and apparently including Office. We we just talked about the Siri ad, so I like the Verge's Tom Warren's headline. Microsoft recruits Siri to badmouth the iPad. I thought that is awesome. There's some stuff about the leap motion in Windows 8, which is instead of touchscreens, more moving your hands and gestures.
Yeah, in front of your
control.
PC. Yeah.
Acer already ships something like their own version of this with their desktop Windows 8 machines, and it's actually very cool. It just, instead of having to reach out and touch that desktop, which a lot of people complain about, doesn't make sense, you just sit where you are. It's almost like Kinect and all that. So that's coming. And I just looked up.
I can sit here with my hands laying on my keyboard and mouse for hours. I can't be waving around like.
There's a big yearly brand value thing that comes out every year, top 100 brands. Microsoft was number 7 in the world as a brand. Apple and Google were 1 and 2. IBM was 3. So they're number 4 in the tech sphere. But they're still a huge brand. I know it's been the cool thing over the last few years to knock Microsoft for not being cool, not being innovative. They still have name recognition. Their stock right now, I think, is at a 5-year high, and Bill Gates right now is the richest man in the world because of it once again. He passed whoever he had to pass. So just, again, links in the report. EdBots had a lot on this today.
Okay.
I'm seeing it had something on that. EdBot had other stuff we'll get to in a second. EdBot had a lot on the most engaging Metro apps. This was interesting. A lot of people say they don't like Windows 8. They don't use it. Even if they just use the desktop. So they did studies that found even the people who said they didn't use it, a large percentage of those people were still using a Metro app without even, they just said they didn't use it. They were using it. Some interesting stuff, though. The most engaging Metro app, so I guess the one being used most by users that have it, if they have a certain app, was Yahoo Mail. So it wasn't interesting as much as Yahoo Mail. They had some features like search and stuff built into the app, even though Windows has it built into the Charms bar. They kind of said, you know what, F you, Microsoft, and your design, what you're telling us. We're putting some of these things right in front of the user where they want it, which is kind of where Blue's going. The whole idea of Blue, a lot of it is that they're just making it a little easier, showing instead of having to dig deep to find things, it's just going to be right in front of you. Yahoo Mail has done a great job of that, and it shows with this most engaging Metro apps little study, and that EdBots had a lot on today.
It's behind me, but I know you can't see it.
The Yahoo Mail. It's actually a pretty cool app. I downloaded it a while ago, just when it was launched.
Can you chat inside of it as well?
I don't really use it, so I don't know. I just want to see what it look like. I have a Yahoo Mail account from a long time ago.
Yeah, me too.
There are a lot of in the top apps. There are a lot of communication apps, a lot of messaging apps, and a lot of games. All the Solitaire collection is on there. iHeartRadio is on there. The photos. So just to see what people are using. It was just interesting to see that people were using it. Like the people that said they weren't using it, some of them were actually using it. So that's kind of big news. And just want to, I guess, a little bit from our follow-up to a story we did last week, which was the big YouTube app coming to Windows Phone.
Mm-hmm. That was the first app I downloaded, by the way.
Don't update it.
I was afraid that it would disappear.
Quick little background. Microsoft developed the YouTube app because Google wouldn't do it. It scrapes from the mobile YouTube site and puts it into a really nice app. The app didn't have ads in it because mobile YouTube doesn't have ads. So if you go to m.youtube.com, there's no ads in the video, and that's what Microsoft's pulling. So we'd gladly put ads if you let us have access to the ads. And it also had a download button. And I think the download button was a trap, and Mary Jo Foley talked about this. They made it so obvious that they wanted Google to respond, and Google responded perfectly on the day of their I/O, where they said, "We just want to be nice with everybody." They sent a cease and desist order to Microsoft to pull down this app immediately and pull it down by today. So everyone was wondering what was going to happen. Microsoft released an update, and they removed the download app, the download section of the app, so you can't download a YouTube video, which there's no real reason to anyway, unless you're going onto a plane or something, which they knew. Like, it just fits too perfectly. It's like, okay, your move. And they said, well, gladly, once again, we're working with them. We'd like to put the ads in. We'd like to put the API. And at this point, I think Microsoft's made a good enough app, and I'm sure after the little thing with the way the timing worked out last week, I have a feeling we're going to see ads show up soon in this app quietly. And I think Microsoft will get access to the APIs, but time will tell. So it's kind of cool to see the response to that. Now, what do you think of the YouTube app as someone who's used other devices?
I would assume so. I mean, this was how it's got to work for them to get access to it. It's okay. I have it right here.
It's missing one key feature. Do you know what that is?
What's that?
What's the one key feature to you that's missing?
I don't use it.
Well, okay,
I don't use it.
Well, I never used it anyway, but
if I click something in Twitter that has a YouTube link or something, it just opens. That's how I use YouTube. I do not need an app in which to do so. It does have search.
Right. Well, it's missing uploads. You can't upload a video. That's the one thing I think that is missing. But it does go to your videos. Do go to your SkyDrive. It's pretty easy to do once you get back to your PC. But it's gonna be. This is just one of those stories to follow, and I think Microsoft timing-wise knew it was around Google I/O, but I didn't think they could even think that Larry Page would say what he did on stage last week the day they pulled it. I think it just worked out perfectly for them, and I think that's actually going to help Microsoft in this little tit for tat. So just a little follow-up to last week's story.
Well, Microsoft wins that one.
For now. The app's still there, but will Google continue and take them to court now?
Don't update it, right?
Well, I updated it because I don't care about downloading. I just want to see if anything else changed. And I tweeted the picture right before the show. Just one button's missing. And now, one of our favorite little features we've been doing is how to use your Surface RT. We are called Surface Geeks. At the forums, surfacegeeks.net/forums, there was a thread I started a few weeks ago, how to use your Surface RT. Got a lot of great responses. I'm going to read one more this week, and that's by Der Osguderte. And whatever that means, or if it's a real name, I'm sorry. You never know where people are posting some. But so they said they responded to the Microsoft who asked the same question. That's what brought me to this idea. So they responded, I use my RT at work and home. OneNote is the most useful application which I use in meetings and presentations. Are you listening, Dave? Next comes Word, in which I work on my research papers, then PowerPoint for presentations, Excel for program management. I've taken the RT to the national meetings to give presentations. One part that I'm missing at the moment is a third-party reference manager like EndNote. I had to relearn how to use Word's internal reference manager for now. I guess that's citations and such. Back home from work, I use it to read on boards, email, Facebook, Twitter, and watch the news. I like the fact that I can plug in my common access card and access my .mil emails. So I assume they're in the military. Friends and coworkers express interest in trying out Surface once they see it, and you can do everything the iPad can do and more. And then there's try using a CAC reader with an iPad. I totally agree with Surface RT's comment on the Windows Phone 8 integration. It's pathetic at this point, I'd say. I have a Lumia 920, and it's something simple as Bluetooth transfer is a pain in the you-know-what. But, again, it's growing. There's going to be growing pains. But so tell us your story. Go to surfacegeeks.net/forums, and we're going to read, as long as you keep telling them, we'll keep reading them once a week, as, be interesting to see as more apps come out and as things change with the platform, as the uses change. As when this Xbox, will be more Xbox apps and video and TV stuff. Well, all of a sudden this will be your third device, the third screen that everyone's waiting for. Be interesting to see.
Could be. Yeah, with Smart Glass, could be your guide. Could be what you browse through instead of looking at the TV, and then you do your thing and then you watch your Xbox.
So, again, big week of stuff this week, but I think that basically covers it. We'll put all the show notes up on surfacegeeks.net.
Yeah, even if we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, there was some stuff in there we didn't talk about. There's always more news than we could fit.
Or we breezed through it really quick.
But this week, obviously, the big story was the Xbox. That was Microsoft had their big announcement, and Dave getting a Windows Phone.
I got my Windows Phone, and we're talking about it out there on the forums as well. So get out there. There's a couple of big Lumia 928 threads, and I just see something that was posted this afternoon by DW Trump. So I want to get out there and and respond to that. So don't forget the meetup, which is September 21st. We're going to have a lot of things are changing that I really can't talk about right now. We do have the venue. It's a 90-person venue. It will hold a lot of gear and a lot of equipment. We're going to have 2 tracks. We're going to have a Windows 8 and portables and Surfaces and all that kind of good stuff. Anything Windows 8 wise, we're going to have a track for that. We'll have some presentations and whatnot. And then we're going to have a home storage track for the home server show crowd. We're going to have some presentations on that as well. And we'll probably mix in some SkyDrive and all kinds of good backups and stuff like that. It would be cool if you could attend. Just head out to surfacegeeks.net and check out the forums. There's a thread in there. There's a sticky. You can go out to Eventbrite and register for that and meet up with us. And we're currently seeking sponsorship from corporations. So if you have a company, if you have a device, and you would like to sponsor the main event, you can sponsor lunch, you can sponsor breakfast, you can provide giveaway items, whether it's just trinkets, pens, pencils, shirts. You'd like to give away, I don't know, a big laptop or something. I've got some NAS devices back here we're going to give away, and we usually have a good time. We usually give away a lot of stuff. So if you are a company and you're interested in sponsoring this meetup, let me know. I would be very appreciative if someone could help out. It always makes it easier for me, easier on my pocketbook too. All right, Darren.
Another fun week.
Another one. Lots of stuff. It's like getting right into summer. Things are supposed to slow down in the summer.
Well, they're not going to. We have Microsoft Tech Ed coming up, Microsoft Build coming up, E3 coming up, and then we'll be the Blue preview comes out at Build, and we'll be heading towards the release of that. And summer's going to be busy.
We'll be able to run previews of that, and we'll see.
Well, see you next week.
All right, that's number 26 for Darren. He's at Fins Up DNC. I'm at Surface Geeks. Follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you here again next week. Thanks for joining us in the chat room. Goodbye. Stop, or else it'll stop again.
Click, click.